Good morning. All right, so here's my Big Country Sports book. This is the big book, spiral bound. Again, this is not currently available on Lulu. I suppose if enough people requested it, I can make this a public book. Anyway, boxing time. I've had one of my subscribers and longtime friends, guy who actually has shared some game designs of his own with me. We've talked about gaming in the past. Suggested I play a little boxing in my new year and maybe do even tutorial stuff. So I do have Jose Teixeira. I have not played this since, according to my dates, November 20th, 2024. So around Thanksgiving was the last time I played Big Country Boxing. I've been so busy with my football games and playing the Patriot Football League and family stuff and you name it. It's been a crazy few months. And by the way, this is not what this video is about, but I did get my Football Time Complete Edition printed out here at Office Depot. It is fantastic. I've already played and have completed week 1 of the Patriot Football League, and I have recorded all the statistics, which is just fantastic, all in that simple little book. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. It's about boxing. So anyway, boxing, Big Country Boxing Time, or Boxing Time, different game than Big Country Boxing. Big Country Boxing, I would argue, is my flagship boxing game. It can be found in PDF on Drive-Thru RPG, I think for pay what you want, $9, I can't remember. I haven't played that a lot since I debuted it on the channel. Those videos can be found on the channel. I just haven't shared it a lot. It's one of those games you have to experience. I don't think it's something that, because there's somewhat of an automated narrative quality to it, so you kind of have to just play it to see how that works. But it was built from the ground up as a career boxing game with you randomize your boxer and then you roll to see the circuit of the world in which he has to box his bouts in a circuit in this world in post World War II. You can play it, of course, in any era you want. You can do whatever you want with it, but that's it in and of itself is like you're supposed to experience that style of boxing in that world kind of thing. Boxing Time was a straight up pro boxing game. Didn't have a career mode, and of course, since I've added a career mode, there's also a complete Boxing Time Complete, which is the fast, simpler game, which I hate to say it, I almost like better. It gives you points and round by round scoring, but it's super fast and it's easy to rate boxers and go. This though is a little more. This is a deeper step up. So again, this is set in the Big Country universe for the sake of my books, Big Country, to give you a universe for to try the games out. But it's not Big Country Boxing, right? So there's Big Country Football, that's its own football game. There's Big Country Boxing, that's its own game engine. And then there's the time games, which use a D6, and they're all matchup chart stuff, right? And so that means there's 7 or 8 different sports of the time series, including roller derby, which is fantastic, by a friend and a subscriber. And now I can get back to that. That game is a blast. All right, the first thing you're supposed to do is create a boxer. The game is set up where you make a boxer, and then you can decide to either make other boxers to fight or go back here to the top 10s and start your boxer off in whatever weight class, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. You can, of course, make as many boxers as you want, but that's the gist. So there's only about 30 boxers in the game. Again, book-based game, but it's infinite in how many you can make. And then your goal is to, of course, take that boxer and see if you can beat the 10 fighters to become champ, right? So it's set up in a simple, kind of manageable way to have some pro boxing. Of course, it's now seen as a career game, and in the career game now, you're going to have credits. You get credits for how many wins you get. You have to pay credits to box, etc. And here it tells you the optional. It's optional training and career features. You do not have to do any of this if you don't want to. And then you have your pre-bout training credits. You pay a credit, you roll to see if you gain something or lose something or something changes before the fight. It is temporary. So if I have a chin of F, my boxer here, Jose Teixeira, has a chin of F. But if I train and I happen to roll a 26, he would have a chin of A just for the next fight. All right. but then it goes back to an F for the next fight, right? And then you roll on the career bout to see which city you're fighting in, because you can get paid more, right? Depending on where you fight, at home, in your home city, etc. And again, this uses the big country universe as examples. You could certainly make real world and design your own, Vegas, Philadelphia, New York, London, whatever, Madison Square Garden, Okay. But all of it is meant to suggest to you that you can make your own teams, leagues, games, and of course, they're easy enough to tweak, right? You don't like my percentage of knockouts on the charts. Anybody with a pencil and a notebook can change the percentage of knockouts and make their own knockout charts, right? It's very simple. So, all right, the game walks you through everything, right? There's a 9-point checklist here. So the game pretty much sets you up to play, but there's a 9-point checklist that you can go over before you play or as you're playing to make sure you're doing everything right. But it's pretty self-explanatory. There's some optional rules if you want to do weight class changes, if you want to use multiple judges, right? And then there's the optional economy career mode back here. So the last piece of this is the optional economy and career mode. Now, I've been fighting Jose Teixeira. He's in his 7th fight. I am not using the career mode, right? I created this boxer. I created about 6 boxers. I boxed them all in a way against each other and against some of the very beginning boxers that I'd already created for my universe. And the others kind of dropped off and they ended up in the universe. Jose Teixeira remained undefeated, and here I am after year 1. So I completed year 1. He had 6 fights in year 1. And now we're starting year 2, January, and we're in February of year 1, right? And he's fighting Gibson next. He's 7-0. This was a surprising fighter because he had a TKO 3, and it is very easy to collect TKO points in this game. Again, this game is not meant to mirror exactly to simulate real boxing, but it also, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't, it does, but it can magnify based on ratings extremes. Like a chin of F isn't getting up if he's knocked down. He's just not getting up. There's just no chance. A TKO you can collect 3 TKO points in half a round, or the first 2 rolls of a round you can collect 3 TKO points or more. Boom, fight's over, right? So there are optional rules for rolling to see if the ref stops the fight, but the way I play it rules as written. If he collects 3, he's done, and that's for the whole fight, not just one round. So it's very easy to collect TKO points, except, and this is where the game really shines, he's a boxer B, power B, defense B. So this boxing B with defense B, the power of course is relevant, but the boxing B with defense B has allowed him to avoid early in these fights against, I won't say scrubs, but let's say lower tier boxers. He has survived, and he's won many of them by knockout. So he has a knockout win, ref stops fight, TKO win, a knockout win, point win, and a knockout win. So this kid is 7-0 with 6 KOs. And as long as he's able to defend himself and to knock guys out, that TKO won't become a problem until he starts facing boxers that have as good a boxing ability and as good a defensive ability. Surprisingly, he actually has had a point win. He actually went 10 rounds against McCarty and won that fight. And to be honest, this boxer is not built to survive long fights because of that TKO rating. So anyway, I credited these boxers. He looked amazing, but I saw the TKO 3 and I said, oh man, this poor guy is just not going to do too well. Well, he ended up, again, in his year 1. I did year 1 for my first 6 fighters. He's the only one I've kept. And here we are in year 2, and he survived. But again, mostly because no one has been good enough yet. All right, with that said, I've got him scheduled in February to fight a 10-round bout versus Gibson. And Cordell Gibson is right here. Cordell Gibson also, so a D, defensive F, a TKO of 3. So Cordell Gibson is another one of these, how can I say it? It's going to pad this boxer's stats. So I'm trying to get him to about 10-0 and 11-0. And then, of course, they'll be talking about him for a shot at a title when he beats a contender, or when he beats somebody of value. So Cordell Gibson should be an easy fight this morning for him. All right. And here we go. So this last fight, He won KO in the fifth over Thomas. And he's 7-0 and 6 KOs, right? So let's go ahead and get this done. And again, it's because it's a like Big Country. Big Country, the favored fighter, your fighter is always say the red corner, left side, and the opponent's always the right side fighter. So in Big Country boxing, you can hit with a plus advantage over your enemy or a negative advantage over your enemy. You don't swap spots. So if my boxer is outclassed, I should be in the negatives. So when I roll on that round by round chart, I'm fighting an uphill battle against a more superior boxer. When my boxer is rated higher, I'm going to be fighting with an advantage on the top half of that chart, right? So you don't switch spots in Big Country boxing. This is designed the same way. The first fighter, red corner, the other boxers are always B corner, and it's assumed that and the red corner means you get to go first. And because this is not simultaneous, I can score a knockdown before you even get to roll the dice over here. And so you have a slight advantage in careers. You get to go first. Okay. All right. And I'm not ashamed to say that's part of the human element. You're making a fighter that you're going to try to beat these 10 boxers that are in the book to become champion, right? If you're doing a simple like sample career. Or obviously, if you want to play a career and you want to play, 40 fighters, in all kinds of different weight classes, you are free to create all that, right? Okay. So again, the boxer's created, so I don't have to do the creation charts. Game flow, very simple. Favored boxer, red corner, right? And again, I just described that the red corner is always. Matter of fact, I'm going to use this notebook for Teixeira's fights here. Okay, maybe I won't. Let's see, it's full of football. Oh, that's a football notebook. Maybe this one is empty. Ah, yes, let's get this going. All right, so this is February, year 1. So year 0 is done, right? That was like his debut year. Year 1, February. And this is fight 2 of year 1, right? So it's going to be Teixeira versus Gibson. All right, Teixeira versus Gibson. All right, let's get our matchups going here. Come on, where is Gibson? There he is, Cordell Gibson, Los Angeles, California. So Teixeira 7-0. Cordell has no wins and losses yet that I'm aware of, unless he fought some of my other fighters. Yeah, he did. So he's 0-1 here, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know if he fought more than once or twice here. I have other fighters that they would have fought against. So I know he's 0-1 at least. Let's see, I should write down all the records. I do have my test fighters. My test play boxers, those are in another file. I don't have them out here handy. They all have records from all my test fights, which is kind of cool. Okay, that's McCready. Okay, so Cordell Gibson, here we go. Boxing. So again, we know Teixeira is a B. B versus B. Now I can fight him as a slugger, and I'm going to look to see if there's any value at all in doing that. Okay, so if I look at boxer, my boxer is a B versus his D. I will be at a B. If I fight, and then if he fights me as a slugger versus my defense, his defense is F, excuse me, so we'd be fighting B versus his F, A, I'd be an A, but he could fight D versus my B, he would be a D. He could fight D on boxing chart versus my B would be an F, so he'd be better suited to fight as a slugger, okay? Oh no, that's versus a slugger, damn it. So if he fights as a slugger, I'm actually going to fight as an A. So I'm going to be an A if he fights as a slugger, and then as a slugger, that's slugger versus slugger. So right here, he would be a D. So he's going to actually fight as a slugger. And that gives him a D. That's pretty good. And we, fortunately, he's fighting as a slugger. We are a B versus his D, his F defense. We're an A. So we were A anyway, we're going to be A again. So again, this is why Teixeira has wasted his enemies, because he boxes well, he defends well. So the TKO rating just hasn't mattered yet, right, to him, luckily for him. This is a 10-round fight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't advise you write all the rounds down because these get into the first round. You've just wasted notebook space. But I like to, just to remind me it's a 10-round fight. Teixeira, his endurance is an 8, so he won't be negatively affected until round 8. Teixeira's is a 9, I believe. Let's look at Teixeira's endurance. Oh, 11, so he won't be affected at all. So my boxer can go 11 rounds if he doesn't get TKO'd. All right, let's see here. Powers B. Hold on, I want to double check my. All right, so I'll keep Cordell's. Matter of fact, let me remove Teixeira from the notebook so I can read his ratings easily during this fight. All right, and where's Teixeira? Where's Cordell's? Gibson's right here. Okay. All right, so we got middleweight Jose Teixeira coming in at 7-0 in the red corner. He is facing in the blue corner Cordell Gibson of Los Angeles, California. One is fighting as a slugger, the other as a boxer, of course, as he has no other rating. Or he does have a slugger rating, but we're not going to do it. And we're ready to fight, right? So we've already got our what's called bag grade. This is boxing action grade. So we do that matchup. My bag is A, his is D. And then we're going to come to the actual bag chart for every round of action. Right? Now I roll both boxers at the same time and a tertiary die. So it just speeds up the contest, right? As opposed to roll, which you can, right? The game is designed so you can play all the games in this book with a D6, right? My goal is to say a book, a D6, and a pencil and paper, and you're free to enjoy endless sports. So we red corner, blue corner, and then this will be used for the first check that we have to make outside of that. So if the red scores a knockdown, the white die will be used on the knockdown chart, right? If blue scores a cut or whatever, we use this die instead if red hasn't scored anything. So this will apply to red first. It'll apply to blue second. If red needs it and blue also needs it, then I re-roll for blue a thing. Okay. So that's it. So the bag grade's very simple, right? We're going to read the 1d6 chart for red, and we're going to read it across on my bag grade to see how many points I score per minute. You get 3 minutes of action. That's how many points of punches you score. You can score a cut, or a knockdown, or even a flash knockout on A. So he is capable of knocking this guy straight to the canvas. However, Gibson, with a D, can cause a cut or a knockdown chance, but not a straight to the canvas. Okay? All right, so here we go. Round 1, ding, ding, ding. Teixeira should waste this guy probably quickly. Okay, 2. So we're going to score 1 point in the first minute. He's going to score effectively a knockdown chance, 6. So he's going to get what's called a KD. So I write KD in here for minute 1. I don't know if you can see this. So first minute, 1 point for Teixeira / for that minute. Gibson's going to score a KD chance in the first minute. So we're going to go down here to KD chance. And a TKO point is scored against Teixeira, right? A KD is a TKO point against the defending boxer. So this is why Teixeira, with a TKO 3, it's dangerous. That's already a point against him just from getting rocked, right? So that's a TKO point against Teixeira, right? So we're going to put over here and put TKO 1. That's dangerous. If this guy rolls 3 6s, fight's over, right? So you can see why Teixeira needs to waste this guy quickly. All right, so 3. We're going to look at my desire grade. So Teixeira's desire is a D, right? So Teixeira, let's put it this way. Teixeira is happy when he's wasting guys. If it starts getting down and dirty and ugly, Teixeira don't like it. That's what that tells me, right? Teixeira doesn't want to mix it up. Okay, so you can start to make sense of their personality just on their ratings. TKO 3, chin of F, and his desire is a D. So he's fine as long as he dominates the opponent. But you can see Teixeira begins to maybe I don't want to mix it up and muss my pretty face, right? So that this is this is who you got to manage, right? You hope this guy gets you the championship. All right, opponent's grade is D, right? My opponent, my grade is D. His power is an F. So we're down at 6. So he has to roll a 6. I rolled a 3. He has to roll better than this number to cause a KO, right? And that's where that TKO point, bang, would show up, right? Note is required to roll higher by the knocking boxer to potentially knock out the opponent and therefore go to the knockout chart. A KD is a TKO point against the defending boxer. It's not a knockdown. It is a head rattler, right? So he just got his noggin rattled, and that gives him a KD chance, right? So here we go. Minute 2. Uh-oh, same thing. So I may have some dice here. Oh, and look at that. He's going to knock him down. That's a second TKO point. We're going to score 1 point. He's going to score second KD. And worse, it's 6. So we need to roll that number or greater. It's going directly to the KO chart. So he stung us once. He stung us a second time in knee wobbler. And we are on a knee. Chin, remember what I said? My opponent's chin is F. I can get up on a 6. I take it back. So we need to roll a 6 to get up on a 9 count. If not, Teixeira in February of technically year 2, but his first year is 0, year 2. He could lose to Gibson in the first round of second month of year 2. And 2, he is KO'd. So wins by KO. Teixeira will fall to 7, 1-0 with 6 KOs. He's going to lose by KO in 1. Dang. And this guy wins by KO. He's 1-0-0 with a KO. Wow. Gibson. That's a shocker, folks. And then I come over here. And that's how quick it can be, even for the little more dense game. Holy cow. 2 6s. And then, of course, a 6 on the KD chart. I needed a third 6. I needed a third 6 to get up on a 9 count. Okay, so Gibson's going to win this. So this is a KO loss. And Gibson, that's round 1. That's horrible. We're going to be 7-6 still. So our record hasn't changed. We still have 7 wins. It's changed, but I don't record the loss here. We're 7 wins, 6 losses. So we did not change. Our next fight, and it's a KO, so that means we have to skip 3 months. Year 1, so February, March, April, May. So our next fight will be in May. And that is versus R. Jones. Holy cow, let's look up R. Jones. Oh no, and I think I was anticipating he was going to make a move to the book. So R. Jones might actually be, yep. Holy cow, so R. Jones, this was going to be a fight to get him into the top 10. It's in the book, I believe. Middleweight R. Jones. Yeah, he was going to fight Jones, the middleweight in the book. Damn. So, we got a problem. I don't think they would... He's scheduled to fight the guy. Maybe I'll leave it that way. He may start losing, and then if that's the case, I'll retire him and start a new boxer. But that was 2 TKO points, folks, in that first 2 minutes. Both were knockdown chances, and finally he was KO'd. So Teixeira, who had been I should have stayed with him on a roll, but I took a long break. I was playing a lot of this when I was playtesting, finishing the books with all my boxers, and I was on a roll with him at 7-0, and then I took a long hiatus. I probably should have kept going with that juice. And there you have it, folks. Too long a layoff for Jose Teixeira's manager, and it cost Teixeira a fight. So let's go ahead. That was so fast. Let's go ahead and do the next fight of year 1, technically year 2. This is going to be May, fight number 3. So this will be a third fight. Teixeira versus, this is going to be Jones. Let's go ahead, and this is a 10-rounder too. And this is why I suggest you don't write down all the rounds early, because that's all wasted space. All right, so let's go ahead and do this again. Teixeira. Let's go back and match up. So Jones, middleweight. Jones is he's a boxer. Oh, he's a slugger A with a defense of F. So I'm going to be boxing a slugger. So boxer, I'm a B versus his defense. Jones's defense is F. So we're going to be an A again. So we've got the A we need. Jones, though, is a slugger. He is an A versus our defense of B. So again, slugger versus boxer. Doesn't matter what order you read these in. You have to use this chart if it's slugger, boxer. Boxer, boxer, slugger, slugger, boxer, slugger. You read them. You just read them across. So again, he is an A. My defense is a B. Oh my God, he's going to be A. Damn, so he's an A. So this is probably going to be our second loss in a row, folks. His TKO, so Jones will fatigue in 10, so he won't fatigue, neither will I. Jones's TKO is a 9. Wow, TKO 9. So we probably will not TKO this guy, but you never know. We are a 3. Right? Those are the most important things you want to jot down in your notebook, right? Your cheat sheet right in front of you. All right, here we go. And let's go back here to the bag chart. So we have our bag for the fight, right? Both boxers. I'm an A, he's an A. So this is going to be brutal. This is going to be brutal. It's going to be points scored, punch, cut scored, KD scored, knockout scored. Here we go. All right, 2-2. We're both going to score a point in minute 1. Nothing extra, fortunately. We actually want him to avoid the cuts because a cut is an automatic TKO point. So if this guy cuts me and KDs me, that's 2 in 1 round. Yeah, see, not good. 3. We're going to score 2 points in the second minute, but he's going to score a cut, right? A cut against us, that's a TKO point already against me. And that's all that matters on that, right? We don't check anything else. A cut literally means TKO point, right? So we're now bleeding. And round the third minute, oh no, 5. We're going to score a KD. Now, fortunately, remember, red side always goes first. So this 6 is applicable to my boxer first. So hallelujah, 5 is a KD for us in the third minute, and 6 for him. So now our power is B. His chin, or his desire to be in a slugfest. His desire is a C. Damn, that's pretty good. So again, my power's B. He's a C. 5 and up, we knock him down. 6. So it's actually a knockout chance. So he's literally down. That's a TKO point against him, by the way. And now he gets the roll, right? And then his roll against me will be 3. So again, his chin grade. We might win this against Jones. You know, I thought after that loss. His chin grade is a B, though. Oh, wow. So we need to roll a 1 or a 2. We knock him out. 4. No, he's up on an 8 count. So he gets up. We do score a KD. Now, he rolled a 3. So let's go back here to the bag chart. And 3, I think, is 2 points for him. And there we have it, folks. The first round's over. We score. We're going to win this with a KD 10-8. So we put 10 in here. We give him 8, and we won that first round thanks to a knockdown, 10-8. The point tally didn't matter as we had a knockdown. Wow, so round 2, that was pretty effective, right? We saw points scored, we saw a cut against me, a knockdown against him. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, jeez. Put a slash there, confused me. All right, round 2. So we're going to score 1 in the first minute. He's going to score 1 in the first minute. Pretty boring first minute. Second minute, damn. 1 point for us, but he's going to score a KD chance. We already know my desire. His power, he's a slugger. He's an A quality slugger. That doesn't mean he's a great power puncher. It just means he fights well as a slugger. But his power is D. So fortunately, he fights well as a slugger. He just doesn't have the power. We're a D. So it's going to be D on D is 6. He needs a 6, 4. So it's a TKO point against us, which is our second one already. Right? And now we're going into our third minute of action. We really need to waste this guy with a knockout. KD chance for us. We already know what we needed against his chin. What was a 5 and up. I rolled a 2. So it's just a TKO point against him. He's going to score 2 points. And again, it's going to be 2-3. So he's going to win this round. 2-3. And it's going to be a 9-10 round. So we both split now. Round 3 underway. Here we go. 2 for us. It's 1 point. 3 for him. 2 points. So he's winning. 6 and 5. Good. So we have a shot at a knockout, actually. Straight to the knockout chart. So this is a KO chance. This is definitely a TKO point against him. 3. Now let's go ahead and check his. My power is a B. His chin is a B. So he can take a good punch. That's why he's a slugger, probably. So again, his chin is a B. So again, I need a 1 or a 2 to knock. I think this is chin, a B, or a C. Because it's a C, we've knocked him out. His chin is a B. So it's a 9 count. He's up on the 9 count. And he then rolled a 5, which is a KD against me. And that's technically a TKO against me, right? So we're going to lose this fight on TKO, I think. But let's see if he knocks me out. Again, my desire, his power is a... oh, dang it, I did it again. His power was good, wasn't it, B? His power is D. So power D on my chin of D is 6. 4. No, so I'm not knocked out, but that's the ref's going to stop it as I've gone down to a knee 3 times. Well, or at least been stung. So TKO plus a cut, right? So a cut against me and 2 KDs, and the ref steps in and stops the fight. Now there is an optional rule, right? If you don't like that because it seems too, again, I want the games to be fast and furious, and I don't like a lot of minutia, right? But there is an optional, where is it at? I think it's a 1d6 roll, but I can't find the darn thing. Yeah, here it is. If a boxer has tallied enough TKO points equal to their TKO rating, the player may roll a single d6 between every round and see if the referee or doctor stops the fight. So you would roll this between every round. A 5 or a 6, you would stop the fight. So the round would be over, basically, or whatever. And between rounds, now, it doesn't matter how many TKO points I get now. I've already hit the threshold, and I can collect more and more TKO points. It won't count against me, but between every round, no matter what, the ref and doctor would confer as to whether they should stop the fight, right? That's the optional check. So again, the TKO is still pretty intense, right? And there it is, folks. We're going to lose. We're going to lose by TKO in the third. We are now 7, 2, and 0 with 6 KOs. And Jones, I believe, has won a couple of fights. Well, I'm not going to worry about his record right now. Yeah, there he is. He lost. He's 0-2, actually. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he's actually 0-2. Is it Jones, I believe? He lose here? He lost here, too. So I think he might be 0-3. But we're going to say 1-2 for now until I can check it. And that counts as a KO for him. And there's Jones, right? R. Jones. So there you go, folks. 2 fights. That's going to be a TKO loss. Round 3. And we're still 7 wins, 6 KOs. However, again, I will track his total wins and losses here. Tear this out and put it in. Matter of fact, I can do that now. All right, a TKO loss, I would probably skip 1 month, maybe 2 months in the year. A KO loss, I skip 3 months to give him full break or full rest. With a TKO loss that was over pretty early, I don't know if I would make him miss 3 months in year 1. But there is 2 fights for year 1. February and May did not go well for Teixeira. So Teixeira's career with me as manager might be in jeopardy. That's pretty epic right there. So that's how that works, folks. Very simple. There's a example on how you score the bout when you're doing what I was just doing, red side, blue side, the TKO points. Of course, the optional dynamic check, how you get your bag rating, the action chart, the KD chart, the knockout chart. And of course, this walks you through all of that. That's kind of your point by point. Then the boxers, again, the game was designed that you would make your lightweight, your middle, or your heavy, and you would start with the 10th ranked guy and try to win all the way up to the championship. It was designed for, to fight 10 fights or so with your scrub or your potential champ, right? However, you can certainly make as many boxes as you want, as many weight classes as you want. And of course, because the career mode idea is so fun, I then added what you do after a year. So ultimately, we have this, again, I'm timing this because at the end of every year, in boxing time complete, there's another table that you roll to see how your fighter changes year to year. That's not in this book, right? There is no year to year boxer change. So for instance, the optional economy boxers earn 1 credit for every win, 2 for every KO and TKO win. So you not only, if I'm winning, like for instance, if I went back to tally what his money would be, I have not been using the career charts. He had 6 KOs and a win, so he would have 12, 13 credits, right? Boxers get to earn 1 credit bonus for wins in a hometown, which I wouldn't know how many times. I don't think he fought in any Mexico City. So if he fights any if he wins any in his own hometown, he gets a bonus credit, right? So you can amass pretty good credits in that way. Boxers may then spend 5 credits to re-roll ACC table and chance to improve a rating. The ACC table is back here for character creation. So when you create your character, his amateur career dictates how many rolls he gets to roll on the ACC chart to build your boxer. Okay? But I can spend 5 credits to roll on this chart and see if one of my grades goes up. Here's the problem. If one of your grades goes down, it actually goes down, right? So let's say I already have a power A, and I roll the ACC chart, and I roll on here, power D. My power actually would degrade. So it's a gamble to roll on the ACC chart. Boxers may spend 1 credit pre-fight for training roll. That's right here, right? So I can spend a credit before this fight. I would make a roll on this chart, 51. And 51 is blank. Blank means we trained. I did my training. I paid extra 1 credit to train, and it's blank. My fighter comes out of that, with no change, right? However, my power is a B. I could have rolled 41. My power would be an F. So we would have trained. I might have did a lot of road work. I might have spent less time in the heavy bag. I might have done something during training that just lowered my power for the next fight. So your training doesn't guarantee you're going to improve. You could see it means you worked on something, but at the cost of another attribute, right? Okay, so they're all gambles. Boxer must maintain a 0 credit balance or be forced to retire. So right now, my boxer, again, as I just said, I tallied it up. I would have close to 14 credits. Boxers must spend 4 credits to continue their career annually. So I would have had about so the first year I would have had 13 credits. To go on to year 2 would have cost me 3. I would be at 10 credits to start year 2, right? And then boxers begin their career with credits equal to their initial ACC roll. So technically I would have had 14 plus my original ACC roll, right? And your ACC says, where's it at here? Here we go. So I can't remember what my ACC roll was. I think I got to roll 3 times, which would have been 8 credits. So I would have 8 credits to start my career. At the end of year 1, I would have had a plus 14, so I'd have 22 credits. It cost me 4, right? So my boxer would be maintaining a decent wage without me having spent anything yet. But now that I've lost 2, and if I was doing this with 2 losses, I'd want to do something to try to improve my fighter before his career is lost, right? So 2 straight losses. I'm only in the second year. I would probably spend 5 credits to go to that ACC chart for Teixeira. Matter of fact, let's do it. So let's go ahead and count up what I would have earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would have been 12 credits plus 8. So we'd have had 20. I'll just write it down. I would have had 20 credits at the end of year 1. And then it cost me 4 credits to continue. So I'd have 16 credits. I did not win. Yeah, I did win the first one. So 20, I would have 16 credits right now. I've lost 2. They don't cost me anything to lose credits. Let's go back. I don't think I pay to lose. Boxers earn 1. Boxers must own hometown. Okay, I will assume he didn't fight anything in his hometown. I haven't done any pre-fight training. Okay, so I got 16 credits. I would spend 5 for an ACC roll, right? So I'll be down to 11 credits. This would be March, April. So we're going to say in April of year 1, I spent that money for an ACC check. So I'm going to come back here now. I pray that I don't ruin one of the grades that makes him great. What I'd like to see is his TKO go up. So if his TKO goes up, this kid's got a bright future, right? I would love to see his chin or his TKO go up. All right, so I'd roll. Again, this is 10s, 1s. I would love to roll a 22. That'd be great. Anyway, let's just roll. Let's just roll and see whether Teixeira after spending 5 credits. Improves. 21. No, I think it got... Oh, no. My power went from a B to a D. So my power has dropped to a D. You got to be kidding me. Power loss to D. Dang it. So, we spent the time in between those months before the Jackson fight. We've lost 2 in a row. We decided to send him to Japan, do some special training. February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, we'll say we just took off the rest of May. We go to Japan and spend some time. Late June, we're about to fight Jackson, and my power... Training in Japan, we see my power actually decline. So maybe, I was on the high end of my middleweight weight, and I'm now right on the edge of being, let's say, a welterweight, or maybe eating too much soy, not enough protein over there. Soy is protein, but you know what I mean. I went over to Japan, I was eating too much soy. Not enough red meat, dude. All right, so Jose Teixeira in year... I'm going to make a note here. ACC power D minus 5 credits. That's what I call a bad career decision, and I have a feeling Teixeira's career with me now, he's about to become a journeyman or retire completely. I don't know which, but this is Jose Teixeira. Write this down here so I know what the hell's going on. ACC change. All right, so there you have it, folks. If I use the career mode, that's the risk I take, and you just saw what can happen. So one of the things that kept him winning early was that power rating, and now that has been reduced to a D. So these 2 losses, so narratively, you're going to look back and say, boy, this kid was hot, came out 7-0. Then he ran into Gibson and Jones, back-to-back KO losses. One was a legit KO, the other a TKO loss. And the reality is he then went to Japan, did some training, came back, and... this is one of these guys that just might not like the violence of boxing, right? He, as I said before, his desire is a D. His TKO is a 3. So this is a kid that doesn't want to get cut up, doesn't want to get swole up, doesn't want to feel the beating that boxing can distribute to your body over time. So this is just one of those kids that says, hey, as long as I'm waylaying people, I'm willing to fight. That the minute he starts running into guys that can dish out the same, Jose Teixeira's career may be in the toilet already. Anyway, this has been Big Country Boxing Time. This same game is available in the free Boxing Time 2025 edition. So this game is available free in PDF with all the other sports games that are in that book. All right, thanks for watching. Good day.